Hello guys, LoonCC here, bringing you a weird TF2 video, and this is my top 5 crosshairs in TF2. And for those of you that don't know what crosshairs are, you're you're really missing out on something. I know I was like creeping up for that kill, but I had to do it. So this is the 5th crosshair, even though I was just going about getting kills and watching backwards heavies. Basically it's crosshair number 7 on only colour green on that size. I keep it at that size because if you put it any smaller it's kind of impractical for all the other classes, and it's just on the whole just not very useful whatsoever. You'll as Demo Man and Soldier, well, the Soldier's not too bad with it, but if you're trying to use Heavy, for example, the one I'm shooting, then you're not gonna be able to pick up any of your burst damage at all. You're not gonna be able to pick it up as easy, especially since you're probably used to using the default one, which is a massive ring on your screen. But that aside, we will now go on to the 4th crosshair. Now here we are, guys, with the 4th crosshair. Now this one's a little bit more usable by other classes because the last one is a bit of a pain, and it's crosshair number 2 just on dot 3, and you use a pink colour. And yeah, people often ask me, why do you usually use a pink colour for most of your crosshair? That's a little bit homosexual, don't you think? Well, no, compared to the colour contrast that we have in TF2, is actually one of the most practical colours, especially since most of TF2 looks positively animated, and the pink really shows up well in contrast to the other colour. I might want to point out, if you've got oh, that was awful. If you've got if you've got your screen colour put all the way onto full, you might want to put it down a bit. I can assure you it does help you out a lot, especially when you're going into big league games and you need to be able to see absolutely everything, and you just really need to have as dark a screen as possible, and you will be a lot more accurate. But this isn't telling you how to be accurate, this is telling you about crosshairs. So let's swiftly move on to the 3rd crosshair. Now here we are, guys, we are with the 3rd crosshair now, and this one is a little bit more, a little bit less practical in terms of all classes. I find it really good if in most cases, because I've been playing this game for quite a long time, but for those of you that aren't exactly accurate and you're just going in and chipping in for kills, I don't recommend it. Only if you're after direct hits and you're really good, I recommend it. So it's crosshair 5 dot 3 in pink, and it's it's basically the one I've used for a very long time. This used to be the only crosshair I used to have on because I couldn't figure out how to get my crosshair back when I first played TF2, and it is very good. Whenever any one of my mates asks me about TF2 dots, I always give them this. It's probably a bad idea because it's most definitely something I don't recommend beginners doing, but it's what I recommend to friends just for a laugh. So as you can see, it's very good for if you can snap on a headshot or not. If you're not very good at aiming for the head, then it's useless in terms of sniping, for example me, because if you can't just get it to line up right on the head, then you're going to whack the neck, and the neck is worth absolutely nothing in terms of snipping. You get stuck on the door. Ooh. I keep forgetting I'm not playing competitive. See, I'm literally trying to snap on for competitive players. But it is a very good crosshair. I'd give it a look, but it's crosshair number 3 now. Let's swap over to number 2 on the top 5. Now this is a little bit simpler to explain. Crosshair number 3, same sizes, same setting as crosshair number 2, and basically it's literally a hollowed out version of number 4, and I find it very good because unless you're a sniper obviously, because you can actually see through the middle of it, and you're probably wondering that's kind of weird to point out, but when you have that very basic thing that you were brought when you were a little baby playing TF2, it's something you're really used to being able to like see through the center of your crosshair, and having it removed is really weird is the best word I'm going to use to describe it. Can be helpful when you're aiming down sight. It's not all that good, but when you're aiming down scope, it's not all that good. But when you're just using casual classes, it swaps out rather nicely in comparison to the other ones. But I was hoping I'd get ahead there. But anyway, let's go on to the, is it number one? Is it number one? Yeah, it is number one. Let's go on to the number one crosshair that I have found the most useful in all of my years of playing TF2. Let's go right to it. And here we are, guys, with the number one position crosshair that I have ever come across. I've gone through all the crosshairs, all the colours, and all the crosshairs in all the colours, and I have found this to be the most successful one. So going over here, it's crosshair number one on just above 2 for size and all white. It's very simple, and the best way to make it even more accurate is just turning your game brightness down. It can really help you out a lot, and you have no idea how much. I didn't actually appreciate it until I went into league gaming, you know, like no bets or anything, just some good leagues, full on teams, no doubles of a class. It was all professionally done, and this was the one that I used when I enter. Put down my brightness and tweaked about with settings for a while until I had qualifying settings, because for some reason they don't really let you in with a few settings. But you know, this video isn't about league settings, it's all about crosshairs and whatnot. So ladies and gentlemen, my best crosshair out of them all. Go on, let's pan him. And as you can see, it's very accurate with the pan. But this has been 11cc, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please rate, comment and subscribe. I do put a bit of work into these videos, believe it or not. If you want to if you want more of me, just subscribe. Even more of me, there's links in the description below. I'd like to thank my Steam group for helping me with the crosshair decisions. I actually spent a bit of time on a custom server of mine working on figuring out what crosshairs was most accurate, and we had figures and all sorts, and then I realised that I'd just make a video saying the top 10, throw the numbers out of it, because you guys out there really don't need to know numbers about these things. It's just, no, I'm not throwing much statistics in, I'm just throwing averages in. But it's been 11cc, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and 11cc out. Goodbye.